Today we will discuss about this T cell glycosylation and how this T cell glycosylation will impact the immune response modulation. So this is the T cell development that occurs in the thymus that we have discussed in one of our previous videos, that when the T cells reaches to the thymus from the bone marrow, it is in the double negative stage, that is, it does not have CD4 plus and CD8 plus receptors. However, this glycosylation, this glycan and fucose glycosylation further helps in this T cells development, and then finally it will acquire this double positive and single positive stage with the proper N glycosylation. And with this proper N glycosylation, T cells will be able to perform its function regularly. However, when these glycosylations are not done properly, this will lead to the dysfunctioning of the T cell. It might either lead to this immunogenicity, that is autoimmune response, or this tolerogenicity. So this means these are the in brief, this uh, improper glycosylation of the T cells will lead to the imbalance act of this immune response. In this case, the immune cells become hyperactive, and in this case, in the case of tolerogenicity, immune cells become uh, inactive, less active, or we can say more suppressive. And how this some of the functioning of this some of the functioning of the glycosylation has been found out on the T cells that are represented on this top right figure there. For example, the enzyme that is produced by this FAT8, the glycosylation that is done by using this enzyme, FAT8 enzyme, will impact this CD4 receptors on the T cells, and that will lead to this T cells autoreactivity, or this T cells autoimmune response. T cell will functions like a autoimmune response or hyperactive because of the dysfunctioning of this FAT8 enzyme that leads to this loss of these CD4 receptors on the T cells. And other thing that can work is this because of the this T cell receptor notch, and this is known as notch, Glycan and fucose, and this is known as notch. And because this loss of notch, the T cell will it will impact this T cell self-renewal development, or it will lead to a condition where there is a less amount, there is a scarcity of the T cells within the host because of the irregularity of this OGT transferase that will affect this T cell receptors notch. And this GNT1 will affect both the CD4 and CD8 plus receptors, and it will impact the glycosylation or the T cell development in this thymus region, as the it will not be able to acquire the double positive structure because of the improper functioning of this GNT1. And uh, T cell homeostasis get affected by this GNT5, and also other transferase, that is mannose to alpha mannose to GNT1 and GNT2 transferase. All of these impact this T cell homeostasis, as they will lead to the effect of the T cell receptors, the CD4 T cell receptors and CD45 T cell receptors. And the other two enzymes that cause effects are this GNT5. It will affect these CD25 T cell receptors and CD4 T cell receptors on the T cell development, and this FAT8 will impact. The impact of this FAT8 has two impact. This FAT8 that has an impact on immune tolerance or immune suppression, that is shown on the uh, bottom left corner, is because of this GNT5, and this is related to MGAT5 enzyme. So it will impact this CDLA4 and PD1. So this we know that these are the immune checkpoint receptors. So the overexpression of this kind of receptors because of this GNT5 will make the T cells, will make the immune system more suppressive or more tolerant against the cancer, as this immune check this overexpression of this CTLA and PD4 receptors uh, will give more chance to these immune cells to suppress the T cells functions, because the immune checkpoint receptors are overexpressed in the case in the case of this GNT5 enzyme is dysfunctional. This will cause this will lead to the high probability of immune cells T cell suppressions by these cancer cells. So this is how the T cells glycosylation hallmark been identified so far, and how this T cell glycosylation affect the immune response. Uh, if you need to understand more about this T cell glycosylation and immune response, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.